Each week, viewers are on the edge of their seats watching details emerge from the biggest true crime stories on ABC's 2020. It is good.
It is always good. And now viewers can get even more with a new podcast just launching that goes behind the scenes of each story called 2020 True Crime, The After Show. Joining us now with more is our friend and colleague and co-host of 2020, Deborah Roberts.
Deborah Roberts.
Nice to see you guys. And can I just say, it smells so good in here. I want to eat lunch
That steak,
now.
right?
Oh my gosh,
It's so good.
It smells so good.
What can people expect from this podcast?
You know, it is so interesting, Eva, because we have another podcast that I host actually about 2020 called The True Crime Vault, where we talk about our stories and, you know, just basically you get a rehash of the story. This is an opportunity to sort of pull back the curtain and look at how we got there. And sometimes there are little twists and turns that involve us. You know, I had a producer who had a flood in his hotel room once before he could get to me with the drones to go shoot something. So we can talk about what it takes to put these stories on the air. And it's a chance to give these true crime fans a real look at what it is to do these stories, and also from our perspective, which is so fun.
And you can't say 2020 without mentioning Deborah Roberts, of course. You've been there for quite some time. What's been your favorite episode along the way?
You know, I don't know that I can say a favorite, because every time, you know, we cover these stories, there's something new.
Fascinating,
each week, there's something fascinating. But I will say this program, this podcast is perfect for things that happen, like what happened to me when I was covering one story and there was a murder victim we were talking about, and it turns out the hair and makeup people who were on site for us happened to have known the crime victim and had no idea that this was the story that they were coming to work with us on. And so that became another story that we couldn't put in our story, but we could certainly talk about it on the podcast. So that was one that really stood out to me, because there are little occurrences for all of us, twists and turns in the field.
And makeup and hairstylists, they hear everything.
They hear
know
and
everything.
know everything. And they know everyone.
Yes,
I always ask them questions first.
Yes.
I'm curious, you know, true crime has grown in its popularity. Some of my friends listen to it before they go to bed.
I know.
What do you think draws people to it?
You know, it's very interesting, because to my surprise, women in particular are really big fans of this program, and they will stop me often and say, oh, this last episode was so intriguing. I think really more than anything else, it is not the crime, it is sort of piecing it together. It is the police work, it's the detective work, it's the DNA evidence. I think it is all of those things that intrigues people, and also they can kind of watch that from the safety of their homes and feel like, okay, that was someone else's sad story. It wasn't me, but I definitely want to know more about it. I think there's just an intrigue. I mean, there are a lot of dramas on television that obviously capture this too.
And once you start watching, you are hooked.
I
You're
hope
in
so.
your seat for like the next hour or two. Yeah.
Well, we'll keep you hooked with
And
this podcast.
hopefully you then turn on the podcast to hear all the backstory.
Exactly. John Quinones, one of our correspondents, and I had a conversation about him learning to ice fish because there was a murder weapon found in the ice and he had to go out to do it. Lots to talk about on this program.
Yeah, very fun to hear from all those inside stories as you're out there. Deborah Roberts, always so lovely to have you.
Always fun to be with you guys.
And after you watch 2020, be sure to head to your favorite podcast app and listen to 2020 The After Show and hit follow so you can get new episodes delivered right to your phone each week. You can also scan that QR code right there to follow right now.